That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And another day, another dollar, another trailer for a Disney Plus series. But this time it's one I'm actually excited about. That's right, folks. We're breaking down the She-Hulk trailer. Okay. Dragon, can I just rant about a current news thing that I
No,
literally just.
no, don't. Let's not. All right, let's not.
All right, fine. It just has to do with Disney Plus series, and anyways.
Boyd, I thought you were gonna rant about the other thing today.
The John Watts
Yeah,
thing.
don't. Yeah, I don't want
rant about.
Yeah, I don't want to rant about that because that doesn't.
All right, fine, but I'm upset about it.
I get it. Yes. Your first world problems are very important. Moving on.
All right. Anyways, Dragon, I will say with this, it looks very promising. I like how Ruffalo looks in it. Of course, bringing the Abomination back for more than just a blink and you miss it cameo from Shang-Chi is exciting. Two things I am kind of worried about. Number one, no Matt Murdock. Where's the Matt Murdock? Is Matt Murdock going to be in this? Because if he's not, it's going to be a huge missed opportunity. And number two, I don't know, Dragon. Some of the humor is kind of a little for me. If I'm being honest, not all of it. Some of it really works, but some of it's just kind of like, all right, like it's just kind of the typical like you go girl kind of MCU humor at this point. And I'm also worried, like, you know, much like I was kind of worried with Doctor Strange. I don't want this whole show to just be like Jessica Walters just shitting on Mark Ruffalo and being like, I'm the better Hulk because I am woman. I don't know.
Boy, how do you get Doctor Strange from that?
Because I was worried that Doctor Strange was going to be like with America. I was worried it was going to be like, oh, you're a terrible sorcerer. How dare you, you white man? But I digress. Dragon, I'm fine with that kind of stuff. I just don't want it to like bog down the MCU. I just don't want the MCU to be like overly politicized. Like I'm fine with representation. I just don't want it to be like shoved in my face and not done well.
Well, anyway, I think that's a concern best saved for like by the time we usher in all the new Avengers, and if it's a majority of just ethnically diverse females, and like not really a lot of guys on the team, it's going to be a little. Yeah, we really overcompensate on that.
right.
Like you're telling me, okay, wait a minute, so you're telling me Falcon's like the only guy we have on the team?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, how does that work? I mean, look, there's like a ratio here. It's like the whole chaperone thing. I don't know.
You bring Cal Penn in, just be like, hey guys, I was kind of the most popular Eternal.
Wait a minute, did you say Cal Penn?
Yeah, Cal Penn, yeah. Was Cal Penn? Oh my God! Yeah. Oh wow!
What are you talking about? You mean Nanji Hani?
Yeah. Oh God, I'm. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, why are you bringing the guy from Aaron Kumar and House and then?
No, Cal Penn has much better things to be doing right now than working on MCU shows. Anyways.
Yeah, he was seriously. You really got to look in. He was really good in Designated Survivor. I think he wrote the show. I thought he worked.
Last I heard, he was working for Obama.
Well, that's the thing. He played like he actually played in Designated Survivor. I believe he had some hands in the show. He was like the speechwriter for the president.
Oh, okay.
Nice. And he was good. Like they gave him good stuff. The idea is like he met the president on the day. Again, sorry, I'm just going to basically explain the whole plot of Destiny Survivor 2. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to focus on She-Hulk.
All right. So what did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, well, I'm very in the bag for She-Hulk. Easily the most hyped, second to Falcon the Winter Soldier I was for any of the Disney Plus series. Moon Knight probably coming in third, somewhere there. So when this dropped, I was very surprised because I thought, okay, well, with the whole shifting of things, we're not going to get She-Hulk this year, or it's going to be pushed like the God knows when. But they're cranking them out this year big time. They really are. They're trying to make up for that lost time of a year. And so She-Hulk. I think
I feel like the lost time has already been made up for with 2021, honestly.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess there's still, it's like that, it's kind of that bunching up effect where, okay, well, we crammed everything in 1 year, so now we still kind of a backlog, only it's on the small screen.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, I think this captured the tone of She-Hulk rather well, and it's going to be kind of adapting. Now, here's my concern with She-Hulk. Adapting the tone of She-Hulk into the MCU could be dicey. It could be tricky because it's a tricky task because She-Hulk, again, she breaks the fourth wall. She's I mean, Deadpool's an easy character to do that with because he's very removed from things, and you can bring him in. He's very much like the audience in a mask, essentially. So Deadpool's easy as
It's
pie.
possible she could just break the fourth wall like stylistically without having to do it like in continuity,
Well,
if that makes sense.
I know that too. That's what I know that yes. I'm sure if we do it with her, it's going to be more stylistic. That's traditionally what they did. Like occasionally, be like a wink at the artist on the cover or something. It wouldn't be throughout the book like Deadpool, but what I'm saying is there's the tone of She-Hulk being able to get away with that sort of stuff. And I'm not really, we don't really have a whole lot of that in the trailer, the fourth wall breaking, but just in general, like, I don't know, just She-Hulk as a concept in the MC of like, okay, we kind of got used to it with Smart Hulk, with Professor Hulk, and in Endgame, where we just have kind of a Hulk-like being who's doing mundane things, and that's one thing. We're kind of used to it, so that's a good thing. Now we're really branching to the next level. We're going to do something that I think is potentially really exciting, but again, Phase 4 MCU, I hope they can deliver on it, where it's like, okay, now the ball game has changed, and we're reflecting that.
Can we just please get a good finale this time? That's literally all I ask of this show.
Well, that's the thing, though. So She-Hulk would not necessarily have like a big action climax finale, which would be potentially good for this show.
Well, yeah, that's the last thing I want.
so this is what I'm saying, though, is that with She-Hulk, you enter the new ball.
Can you imagine if the finale was just She-Hulk versus Murdoch?
Well, in court, ideally.
Yeah, in court. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd
be amazing.
That would be amazing. That's the finale I want.
And they could maybe like build up to Matt Murdock, like they talk about him, and we're like, oh, when are we gonna see him?
Yeah. Oh god, that'd be great. Honestly, what I would love to see the season do. I mean, I'm not saying this has to be the way, but I'm saying here's an idea just with that in mind. Imagine this: you have kind of your She-Hulk, where it starts off kind of origin-y, and then after that first episode, then we kind of get okay, we're adjusting the status quo, getting some kind of fun, kind of jokey She-Hulk stuff in there. We introduce Matt Murdock. Things are getting a little bit more serious, and kind of like almost Chuck McGill, like praising the law, as it were. And then it's like putting it to task of like, hey, you got to take this seriously, Jennifer. And then that's basically them mixing up in court. Like, there's your season for you. Anyway.
All right. I want that right there, please, Marvel. Take notes.
That's what I'm saying to you. The interesting challenge with She-Hulk, which could vary, again, you and I relish this with another shows about a lawyer. Mundanity applied to a lawyer show can be great, which is what Better Call Saul excels at. Now, you can basically, I'm not saying we're going to be as artful as Better Call Saul, mind you, but I'm saying that's a thing.
Nothing in the MCU is going to be as artful as Better Call Saul. Let's just be honest.
Well, except Daredevil, but again, that's a whole...
Yeah, it's certain episodes. I'll give him certain episodes.
Anyway, my point is... Look, I will say the legalese is better on Better Call Saul than Daredevil if you want to split hairs. But regardless, though, I mean, just the show as a whole, though, I mean, you get top tier. Regardless, that's the thing that you could have just kind of like the fun, like, superheroes in the mundane, which is what we revel in with something like The Incredibles, but done in the MCU, which could be rather exciting. Like, okay, so someone with powers who has a very, kind of like, is a very legal job, and she's dealing with the ridiculous clients and everything that come in, which is something we kind of maybe teed up with Jessica Jones, but we weren't able to get the big characters to have her interact with more like, like other superpowered individuals outside of, very few exceptions. So yeah, I see a lot of potential with this, but again, it's going to be tricky, man. That's the thing. I don't know if the trailer is like the full on sell and gives you like the full on confidence that I think we hope. Now, Tiki, you got to admit though, it would have been ridiculous to show Matt Murdock in this trailer because they got that's a No Way Home reveal. You got to like when he comes on screen, like, oh god, there he is.
I don't know necessarily. I'm not necessarily on that camp. I think the big reveal was No Way Home just to make him canon. I mean, it depends on how much he's actually in the show, Dragon. If what we're talking about, where it's like they kind of build to him in the last episode, then yeah, certainly don't show him here. But I'm saying, like, if he's a supporting character, it's like he is something that they could market the show off of.
I mean, I heard that that he was going to do multiple episodes. And I don't know how true that is. That's the thing. If he does multiple episodes, we could do a Kingpin thing with him. Where not from Hawkeye, but traditional. In the Kingpin from the first season of Daredevil, we took 3 episodes to introduce him. Like if Daredevil,
I could see that
introduced it like the halfway.
I could see him maybe popping in like halfway through.
Yeah, like perhaps like we introduce him at the end of an episode, and then he like we did the Kingpin, and then we give him a full, like maybe a full episode, and then we bring back for the end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
what would be the "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" for Matt Murdock?
Well, I know the silly one. It's really dumb.
What?
Okay, I'm not. This is not a serious suggestion, but just I can see. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I want that.
Or well, this one would make less sense. This one would be kind of appropriate tone wise for She-Hulk, but this kind of blinded me with science.
Or what about Blinded by the Light?
Yeah.
Blinded by the light. Honestly, I really like I Can See Clearly Now. I think that's a really good one.
But I gotta be honest, blinded me with science is like the running gag. You kept saying, blinded me with Murdoch. And I just love that. Again, it's like the gamma radiation being the science, blind being Matt Murdoch. I don't know. I like it. Anyway, and these are not real, like heavy, like they should do that. But
All right, so we got our dear friend Rohith in the comments. Hey there, Rohith. Hope you're having a good evening. He says, hey, Blue Dragon 5 and Tiki, iffy on the CGI, but excited for Tatiana Maslany and the legal dramedy Ally McBeal of it all. And he also says, I have heard that Murdoch shows up in an episode for a gag. It would fit the legal comedy aspect of the show.
So let me speak to that for a second.
Hold on one sec. I'm sorry. We also have Atomic Beast in the comments saying, shame we didn't get actual Hulk stories. Hope the series would bring interest. I mean, honestly, I think the Hulk has been used enough in the MCU. Like, and I am of the opinion after two kind of failed attempts at a Hulk movie that I feel like the Hulk is better as a side character than he is as the lead in his own story. And I think this is going to be a good example of that. Ragnarok is a great example of that. So, anyways, go ahead, Dragon.
Yeah. So, just in response to that's the other really cool thing about She-Hulk that I think we're looking forward to is that again there's gobs and gobs of crossover potential with her occupation, which is kind of the fun of Daredevil in premise as well, and like how Daredevil would come across so many Marvel characters in the comics, and you kind of have that here with She-Hulk, where Jessica Jones absolutely could pop by as her private investigator for a case or something.
Oh man! Oh my God! Forget about it.
That's the thing.
Now that would be the applause-worthy moment that you don't have in the trailers.
I agree, and all we know is Kristen Ritter shared a photo of her in the jacket, but then again, it could.
Oh, forget about it! Oh, Jesus Christ!
It could have just been a jacket, though. Regardless,
with the Murdoch stuff, though, I will say if it is just a one-off gag, like a cameo gag thing, I am going to be disappointed because there's so much story stuff you could do with Murdoch.
Well, that's the thing. It is going to be a missed opportunity if he's not. Now, to be fair, at many different points in time in comics, they've had different types of legal practice or whether they'd be up against each other. I think most likely, and at times they have been up against each other. So I think it would make the most sense to do that. I think what the case should be for this, I'd imagine, is that, okay, Matt Murdoch's right, but he's up against our hero. That's the way it really should. But basically, Jennifer Walls maybe is defending a less than honorable client, but basically her rights.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the thing. I imagine Matt Murdoch would argue.
Jennifer Walters in a slip and Jimmy position.
Yeah, and she
has to make the choice.
Yeah, and Matt would be in the position of arguing that, basically the morals of it all here. This is a bad person; they need to be off the streets in a legal way that we can do that. And she'd be like, "Well, yeah, but his rights were violated. We can't, we have to honor those systems." I don't know. So legal back and forth like that. Regardless, that's the thing though. So She-Hulk is our gateway drug to everything here. She's our gateway to so many characters, as well as mainly she's kind of one of the reasons I'm excited for She-Hulk, outside just liking that character, liking that profession, liking the crossover appeal, is that with that crossover appeal, our Netflix heroes have kind of a central hub of sorts they could pop in.
Totally, yeah.
I mean, even if you wanted to, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's not. Again, heroes for hire. Okay, it won't happen, mind you. Honestly, they really should just do a show of those two together. That should be what they should do with that. But that's neither here.
That's what we thought we were going to get before the Netflix Marvel stuff went down the drain.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. That's how you relaunch those guys. Give them a show that's full on called Heroes for Hire.
Do we need Finn Jones to come back though?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if because Shang-Chi might have Iron Fist in it. That's going to really determine how the how they're going to handle Iron Fist thing. It's going to pass it down to a new guy.
Obviously we want Mike Coulter back.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
But
he's busy with evil.
It's like if we could just get someone more compelling than Finn Jones, I don't know. I don't think anyone would be upset with him not coming back.
I feel bad for that kid because I met him and he's nice.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. All right, I'm going to read off some comments from our fifth really quick. He says, I'm very much excited to see what superhuman law actually is. It's actually an area of law in the MCU. Also, I wish I could actually practice superhero law. She says, I don't mind Murdoch not being there for more than an episode. She's got her own story and supporting characters to bounce off of. Also, Matt doesn't practice law in the West Coast. God damn it, that's a good point.
Well, no. To be fair, do we know where she is right now? Though that's the thing.
Do we? I mean, he seems to assume she's on the West Coast.
Okay, well, we saw that house shot, but then again, she might just be visiting Bruce, who is on the West Coast. I don't know if that means she lives. I don't know. I mean, I imagine you'd pick up on that thing.
Well, let's dive into the trailer. Let's just jump into the trailer now.
All right. Let me transition then. Okay. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Okay. There we go. Right. Okay. Getting it booted up.
Right.
All right.
Make sure it's on mute.
Of course.
Okay. What is it, like stuck going into full screen?
It would appear so.
Oh man.
Just let's anyway. So my point was, again, this whole central hub of other characters we could have. You know, we have like Howard the Duck being a possibility because she has interacted with him before.
Okay, you know me. Give anything Howard the Duck. Give me everything Howard the Duck. Give me a Howard the Duck show. I will take everything Howard the Duck related.
Yep. All right, folks, we're gonna break this puppy down, and Tika's gonna be reading off the comments. I'm flying blind here, so here we go.
Should I take away the banner for this?
Well, I mean, we do have like a black screen at the bottom because it's a widescreen. So
okay, so I guess it doesn't matter.
All right. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see most of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see that bar. So yeah, we have the whole thing in shot. Okay.
Well, I mean, there are going to be subtitles, so maybe we shouldn't nix it. What do you think?
Yeah, just in case.
All right, so I guess just going back to the first shot there. I mean, can you tell like we in New York with this, or was that West Coasty to you? My assumption is that she's in New York.
I honestly can't tell. I mean, honestly, I don't really know a lot about like big cities in California. Like that could literally be the skyline of San Francisco, and it'd be hard for me to make out.
Well, if anyone knows, like for sure, like just let us know. Because right now, I'm assuming she's in New York, and we went to like the Hulk for like the West Coast for a bit.
Oh.
But I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. So essentially, Bruce is giving her the rundown about basically like how she has powers now, and okay, this is kind of big. This is the origin of She-Hulk. She gets into a car accident, needs a blood transfusion. So,
oh, okay, and the blood transfusion can only come from Ruffalo because he's the only living relative. I assume that's
that's how it traditionally goes. I wonder if they're
that's really interesting. I like that. I like the moral complications of that. It's like he has to save her life, but by the same time, he's basically giving her a quote unquote curse.
Yeah, that's tradition.
That's interesting.
That's always what it was in the comics, and I wonder if maybe they're going to have. I don't know if there's anything. I've always liked that. I just wonder if there's going to be like a justification as to like, so there's no one else can give her a blood transfusion. It has to be family. I don't know much about blood transfusion.
Oh, okay. Rohit says she's in LA. The far right has a building that has the title LA Care.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, then again, if it is maybe. I don't know about jurisdiction, but I mean, if someone like personally hired Matt Murdock, he could travel. So I
think that's possible. But anyways, I think we're reading way too much into this, though. And Rohit, I do agree with you that it's like, I'm not trying to like hijack her show away from her and give it to Matt. I'm just saying he would be an interesting flavor to add, and we don't really know what the supporting cast is going to be like just yet. All we basically know is Ruffalo and Abomination, so... What if she had to defend Abomination?
Well, that seems to be the case at the very least.
That'd be really interesting.
That's gonna be one of her clients. I don't know if he's gonna be like. Imagine if he was like he could be the big trial of the season. It's possible. Because here's the okay. I have a theory. Here's my theory that I had.
Because it does seem like Wong is trying to like rehabilitate Abomination, so he could be going through some sort of an arc.
Okay, so two things. So in regards to Wong, Wong is we know he's going to be in the show. He's going to pop in the show. So basically, I don't know if we're going to see
So I
directly the
assume that's
others.
going to be connected to Abomination then.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now I don't know if Wong is going to be directly, if we're going to see like the direct other side of that Shang-Chi scene or not, because again he did go into a containment cell that was exactly from She-Hulk when he goes into that scene, the same containment thing. So plus I imagine the post-credit scene for this show is going to be the Thunderbolts thing, the whole the villain, the kind of the anti-hero villain team that
now that's the Avengers, Dragon. That's the Avengers that I want right there.
Yeah. So
that's your Johnny Walker,
Abomination. You got Baron
Justin
Zemo.
Hammer.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah. Regardless, yeah. So they're regardless. So Wong's going to be in there. He's going to be kind of abdicating for Abomination because they've become buddy. Yeah, it seems like he's trying to rehabilitate him. Now, ultimately, so the Abomination case, I mean, it could be the case of the season because my theory is that it's a political move because she's now the new face of the superhuman law division. I imagine it's like, okay, we need to show we're unbiased, so we're going to give the Hulk-related case to She-Hulk.
No, I could totally see that being where we're going and be full circle with the Incredible Hulk. I feel like it would actually give the Incredible Hulk more relevance in the MCU than that movie's ever had.
Yeah, I mean, again, the annoying thing about here's the thing. Overall, I agree with you, Tiki, and I think we did the best with the Hulk, just given like we can only put him as a supporting character, and we did a lot of really good stuff with him. Now, there are only two hanging exceptions there. One, we kind of fumbled the ball with the Black Widow relationship. And that was like, hey, and they never saw each other again until that one scene in Infinity War. And
oh God, yeah, that whole Black Widow relationship is probably the worst ship in the whole MCU.
No, I like that relationship. We didn't do anything with it after one movie, so that's kind of a shame. But
and in the one movie, it kind of came out of nowhere, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, there was a foundation with the first Avengers, so you had two movies that gave it to you, but then
there was a foundation for a friendship, maybe.
Well, still, there was I'm saying the friendship, it didn't come out of nowhere. They knew each other. And
all right.
The point being, there was a meet cute. Anyway, okay, where was I going with this? Oh, right. The annoying thing about the Hulk is that, again, we have the bigger hanging chad of the leader of Samuel Stearns.
Man, yeah.
So that's the thing. That'll impress a lot of people if we do something, if we reveal that he's still around in this. That'll be huge. If we bring back Tim Blake Nelson, who has been doing things, he does a lot of things.
Tim Blake Nelson's a wonderful actor, and I'm sure the MCU would love to have him.
That's the thing. That'll be like fully closing the loop in all the right ways for the Incredible Hulk. Of, oh God, we brought back the leader.
All right, so Rohit's got a couple comments here. He says Wong could likely be a character reference or advocate for Blonsky.
Yeah,
having him, advocating for a shorter prison sentence or eligible for parole. I absolutely think that's what we're doing. Like Wong is essentially Blonsky's parole officer in my own canon.
I can't help but wonder if perhaps She-Hulk could take place before Shang-Chi, and that's where we get them being all buddy-buddy. I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't know. I imagine that's where they met, though. I imagine that's like, how the heck do you get Wong just to meet at Blonsky in the first place? It's probably going to be through Shang-Chi, so that's probably not the case. Anyway.
And then Rohit also says, if there's a season 2 for the show, I would love to see Tim Blake Nelson return as the leader. He could provide great pathos and comedy in the show.
That's the thing that's really bothering me about these Disney Plus shows. This whole is there going to be a season 2? Can't we just confirm whether or not? Why are we?
I mean, Loki confirmed it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Loki and What If are the only exceptions, and everything else is like there's a guessing game and there's a hope and there's like the.
I mean, honestly, it's like Captain America. We know we're getting another Captain America movie with Sam,
and that's fine. I just want him to say
WandaVision was obviously continued through Doctor Strange. I don't know. Moon Knight is obviously the one that's kind of hanging.
That's what I'm saying. I just want him to say one way or another season 2 or not, so we don't have a billion of these the red circle videos of season 2. Is it happening or not? Here, this looks good for season 2. This doesn't look good.
You.
That's what annoys me. It's just say one way or another, Moon Knight. Come on. Just shut up and pay Oscar Isaacs his money.
I heard maybe Moon Knight might pop up in Blade, which would probably work.
That would make sense. Anyway.
Hawkeye, Rohit. Honestly, my thing for Hawkeye is I'm pretty sure we're just going to see Kate pop up in another movie.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't
I was gonna say,
necessarily think we need to see a Hawkeye season 2. I think that story was pretty self-contained. All right.
all right, okay. Let me press on here. So, anyways, this is kind of a nice line about who better than you.
I'm pretty sure we've already seen this particular shot in a highlight reel or something,
Yeah,
right?
this was like the only shot that we saw here,
Uh-huh.
where basically it's like they reveal the costume. And by the way, what I really love about this costume, again, is to say it, I love that they retrofitted Hulk's Endgame suit, which was like the purple and white, and we gave it, and so it kind of added a great payoff to, oh, it was kind of a precursor for She-Hulk. That's genius.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, that looks good. I thought we keep. You'll notice throughout the trailer they really tee up the reveal, and this is feeding to I believe what Rohit brought up earlier. Yeah, I don't think, and I myself am not. I think on the rewatch of the trailer a few times, I've gotten used to it. I think I like it a lot more than I did in that first watch. But it's the CG on the face could divide people. It could.
I mean, I personally don't think it looks terrible,
I
but
I think it looks good. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying initially I
I
was
mean,
like,
honestly, at this point, I'm just kind of like desensitized to Marvel CG. It just kind of all blends together for me.
well, yeah, but the difference though is this is going to be like a full character because She-Hulk. Well, and now we're used to this with the Hulk, but Hulk still is like little bits and pieces of scenes, and now we're
Mhm.
going to see a lot more of it, but because it's expensive too. But it's just this is She-Hulk is a full
Okay, now,
like.
like, here's something I need clarification on with She-Hulk. Once she turns into She-Hulk, is there like transformations back and forth, or is she just She-Hulk for the rest of it?
Well, she can transform back and forth, but traditionally she just kind of is comfortable as She-Hulk, so she kind of
Okay,
stays as
okay.
She-Hulk a lot. So it's like it's not like a basically this it seems like I don't know what they're going to be doing for the show in which will it be like she learns to control her emotional state
You
will
know
we
what
make
would
her
piss
stay
fans off?
what
You know what would piss fans off?
what
If they did the Moon Knight route and had She-Hulk pop up like very sporadically throughout the series.
yeah, you need a lot of She-Hulk. Like at the end of the day, folks, you need her as She-Hulk in the courtroom. Now, to be fair, if they did it in a way that was we got scenes like I'm saying more than one scene, mind you. If we got like a couple scenes of She-Hulk, like if we did it like kind of the Incredible Hulk TV show style, she showed up at least two episodes, like two scenes in the episode. But we gave her like a full on like if we built in a character way to her becoming more comfortable as She-Hulk to the point where she's in the courtroom, like fully accepting this is who I am and this is who I defend, super people. If they did that with it, I mean, I might be able to get on board with that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. So we have her as a lawyer again. So this is her like when she's not transformed. Got Tatiana Maslany there. We got her friend. We got let's see. This building, I'm not sure what this building is. Imagine it's like they have all sorts of sword HQs and everything. I doubt this is sword or anything, but this is probably like the where they're doing like this whole superhuman defense thing.
Ooh, that could be that'd be a cool location, like a superhuman courthouse or something.
I mean, that'd be interesting, and it's either what it could be is I think this at the bare minimum is where they're housing the prisoners. I think we're I don't know. I'm thinking you're. I think what you just said might be right, Tiki. Just thinking about it now, because we do have like the raft. The raft is usually where we send this, the
Uh-huh.
superpowered individuals in the MCU. That's traditionally where we put them. But I believe we said Blonsky's there. Then again, I think Blonsky might be in a place called the Fridge. I think so. They might. Point being, they moved him somewhere, so he's not there anymore. Whether this is the new place we're putting criminals, like an additional prison, there is a place called the Cube in the MCU. Now, this is not really. I mean, this doesn't look at all cube-like to you, right? It looks more like the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so because of that, I can't really, say one way or another. You'll notice it's a very heavily fortified place, one way or another, and it's her doing her job there. So this is her boss Holloway, I'd imagine, probably from the DA's office, or at least some sort of like maybe like a governor of some sort. I'm not sure. Anyway, so again, he wants her. Essentially, this is where I'm imagining his big plan is like, okay, I'm going to use her as the as kind of our diversity hire, as like a political. Hey, we're going to have a super person defend the abomination, make sure he's getting an absolute fair trial.
Yeah, that makes sense. It would be a good kind of like, political kind of headline grabber.
It was a great shot, by the way. Just Just Blonsky, just like giving her the finger guns and everything here, just being really cocky. And this is what I'm saying. This is like the tone of She-Hulk here. I'm getting the sense of like we're having a little bit of fun with it here, where he's going to be.
Oh, I mean, they're pretty much advertising this as an out and out comedy, which I'm fine with.
It's funny. Way back in the day, on he did the commentary track with the director on the Incredible Hulk. Tim Roth, right? Tim Roth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Tim Roth, and he always joked about coming back as Abomination, but like having to transform again, like he'd be human, then be able to transform into the Abomination, which is absolutely how it works now, apparently.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we have
the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. Now you'll notice again we are building. We're building up that visual of She-Hulk there with that reflection. I like that we're building it up, and basically we're trying to see what activates her powers. Just give her a walkthrough. Again, now seemingly here's where the Hulk's keeping things right now. He's got this nice place by the beach. It seems he's
I really like that. It's just like the Hulk is just retired and is living a quiet life on the beach.
Which explains what the Hulk's up to. Occasionally,
that's super charming to me.
Now we know he's going to transform back into Mark Ruffalo, so I assume it's going to be. I wonder how that's going to happen because I don't think he's stuck as Smart Hulk, but I wonder how that's the psychology involved there.
What if it was like a really dramatic, like once he turns back into Mark Ruffalo, it's kind of like a loss of identity or something?
Do you think they go as far as he doesn't turn into Smart Hulk again if they just kept him Ruffalo and that's how they kind of like sporadically make him less and less in the MCU?
Nah, I don't necessarily think so. I think the Hulk is too popular of a character. They're going to keep using him.
Okay.
I think what could happen is maybe like the split.
Oh, do you mean like they're going to divide like Bruce?
Yeah,
yeah. They're going to have Bruce Banner and the Hulk, which that would be interesting. I mean, oh boy. I mean, if that were. I don't know. That's the thing. That's more of like a Hulk-centric story than it would be a She-Hulk story. So, I mean, that's a good idea, TK.
I'm not saying it's going to happen in this show. I'm just saying, like, long term, that's what I could see them doing with him.
That would be their way of getting the Hulk back to being kind of the classic Hulk, if they were to do that.
Right,
so
right.
That'd be interesting. And they have at some point they have done that. Plus, there is. I kind of hope they never do this, but at some point especially if they're trying to be really diverse, they probably try this for the heck of it. There is the other Hulk. There is Amadeus Cho, basically like an Asian kid who turns into the Hulk.
I mean, it's like I feel like at this point, at this point, I feel like She-Hulk kind of like serves the role as the other Hulk, though. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I'd much prefer She-Hulk than like Amadeus Cho was like, what's wrong with Bruce Banner? Why can't we just keep the same guy?
I feel like that would be another kind of like like Sylvie situation where it's like, oh, and by the way, that's still something I'm not thrilled about with Loki is just the whole idea of like, us following this big badass character who pretty much just gets cut off at the knees by his female count. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like anti-feminist or anything. I'm not. I'm just saying like, it's just kind of like like this character that we've known for so long. And suddenly he's just like a total like wet noodle compared to this other character that we were literally just meeting. It's like, I don't care if it's a guy or a woman in that new character role. I just feel like, I don't know. Anyways.
Anywho. Yeah. Let's see. So regardless, yeah. So not just the whole Amadeus Cho thing was always like, why do we have to be like a young, fresh Hulk with cool hair? Why do we got to do that? Why can't we just, are we out of ideas with the Hulk that badly?
Yeah.
Nothing against Amadeus Cho, just always felt unnecessary. I mean, regardless. So yeah, so this is a good explanation for what. It's a good explanation for what what the Hulk's been doing all this time.
I feel like it's a very solid explanation. Just like, yeah, I'm just chilling on the beach, living my best life. Look at that shirt, man. Look at that casual shirt.
Yeah. The effects look good on him.
It does. Yeah.
Also, I think she's had
his hair's graying a little.
She eating pancakes?
Oh my God, is she?
I think she is. I don't know. She's eating something.
Or maybe crepes, which are very pancake-like.
No, that's probably. They don't look like traditional pancakes. It might be crepes.
It might be crepes. Yeah.
The Hulk makes crepes in his off time, apparently.
Oh my God! So, give me a Hulk crepe stand in Avengers Campus, please.
Yep. All right, so yeah, a little bit of gray in there, which they've been doing with the Hulk, since Endgame. So again, here we have her. Just they're putting her in like kind of the powered cell. This cell, by the way, is like the little chamber, the fortified glass chamber he was falling from in Avengers. Essentially, it's the same type of model that they use there.
Uh-huh.
Of course, we see her start to transform with the green eyes, are building it up, and again, we have like a kind of a call out here. I thought this is a good way of doing kind of your woke-esque line here. Is the whole like anger, fear. It's what women deal with all the time, man.
I think it is kind of a funny line. It is a little woke, but as long as it's written well.
I'm saying it's a lot better than the other things that
Dragon, again, I just want to re-emphasize, I am not one of those fucking stupid Fox News freaks who's just like, who calls woke on everything. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I'm not
those people bother me just as much as like when it does get like overly politicized. I'm Switzerland Dragon. I just don't want politics in my superhero stuff in general.
Right. All right, let's see. So this is kind of an insane visual, which I'm just it's kind of funny. Just the whole like the buzz saws in the room to force it to transform. Seriously, I've always really liked what I've seen of Tatiana Maslany. I wasn't crazy about her in the Perry Mason show, but I did love her in her animated show, Three Below, the Guillermo del Toro show. She played like the alien character. It's really fun.
So I like all the reactions that Bruce is having in this scene. I love the thumbs up. The thumbs up is great. And then when she goes for the door and he's like, no. It's like, oh, that's so good. That's so good. It's so, I have a feeling this is going to be like a highlight scene of the show, I think.
Yeah, they're going to be, cousins. She's probably going to attack him in a bit of a rage at the start before she reigns in the powers, perhaps. Because, man, one of the early She-Hulk comics, I don't know if her first comic was called this, like the Savage She-Hulk. It's possible.
Rohit Dar says Bruce Banner's cookbook is called Gamma Cuisine.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking. This is like, and hence our visual image here. Again, just the money shot of She-Hulk always is her in the lawyer get-up. It just looks perfect because again, it's like taking a superhero, putting him in a mundane situation.
Yeah, totally.
So we get our first full look here at the CG, which again, after you watch the trailer for the first time, I think you get used to it. And it looks really good.
I don't think I honestly think it looks slightly better than something like Gamora, honestly.
Well, I don't know. Tiki, Gamora is literally made up, though. This is as a CG. That's kind of I don't know about better.
I'm just saying as far as like how the colors blend with the costume and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, well, regardless, she looks great. And the hair and everything, just awesome. But again, I think everyone kept doing the side-by-sides of her, and it was always, well, again, she never really has like long hair like that. But seeing it all put together, looks really nice.
Of
course, again, so the idea, like, this is what is an interesting layer I think we're going to apply to the story here. Like, okay, She-Hulk, getting used to people giving her funny looks now when she goes into work. Yeah. And this whole superhuman law thing and how that's gonna go over for her. And beyond that, she can't hide the fact she's working on it. She can't. So yeah, she just wants to be a normal lawyer. Normal is kind of hard when you're over 7 feet tall and green. Now, see, I wonder if they're thinking about like a secret identity thing or not here, which I hope.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Now, I really hope they just keep that very minimal, like for like an episode. It's like, hey, your client She-Hulk is no, and that'd be the reveal at the end of the episode. No, I am She-Hulk.
I mean, it's like, is it implying that that the character becomes like not a lawyer anymore, or that they're two different lawyers?
Well, no, Tig. I'm just saying they think that She-Hulk is like. I never see She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters in the same.
No. But hear me out. Like, what if because it's like Jessica Walters would be the lawyer, right? And then She-Hulk would also be the lawyer. So it's like,
no, not
hey,
Jessica
where's
Walters.
She-Hulk?
Well, Jennifer Walters.
I'm sorry, Jennifer. Jessica.
Wrong. You
get out of my head, Jessica.
You got Jones on the brain, my friend.
But
we're all jonesing for some Jessica.
But no, I'm saying like, do you think that with the secret, like, because to me it doesn't really make sense if she is trying to have a secret identity and yet she's going into work as She-Hulk. Like, is she trying to take on a lawyer life as Jennifer Walters and then another one as She-Hulk? Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, and I don't think I think you're overthinking it, Tiki. I think really it's just she's going to be like She-Hulk in the costume or like in ripped clothing. Like, who is that She-Hulk? That person who is cited, around you? Is she one of your super clients? Like, where's that She-Hulk lady who's
Mhm.
making all the headlines? And then probably at the end, she'll reveal like she'll just turn into She-Hulk in front of everybody.
Like
I'm
this might
She-Hulk.
be before she goes into the office as She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay.
like that's what I'm factoring just from like a few second clip here, mind you. All right, so again, we have now her gal pal, by the way, Nikki. I think She-Hulk in the recent run, she had like, she has like she gets new supporting cast like each comic arc. So I don't think she's from the comics, but I could be wrong. I mean, my assumption is yes, she's from the recent run, but I can't recall the name on that girl in the recent run. I don't know if they changed the name or what, but yeah. Because unfortunately, She-Hulk's one of She-Hulk's besties we can't put in the show because of Jessica Jones. It was Hellcat, Patsy Walker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, for many reasons, either because
Duh.
it's already been done,
Yeah.
or she's in the raft right now. So either way, it's not going to play well. Then again, if they really want to earn all the monies, well, no, they're not going to earn any
Have
money.
her defend Hellcat.
Yeah, if they wanted to, at the very least, like
I mean, that would be a story.
I mean, a season 2 concept I'd love to see is like her redeeming Hellcat.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. Turning her into a superhero proper, perhaps. I don't know. All right, so again, there's a cute image here, like her looking on the phone. I can't tell you how many Adam Hughes-ish images, like one of the great comic artists, who does like these kind of realistic, kind of like paintings and pinups and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. That's what's really winning me over with the look when I really look at it. It's like these look like Adam Hughes drawings, kind of brought to life, which is really cool. So the fact that we're finally here now in the MCU, we can kind of do that. We're like blending the comic medium into the live action.
Sure, yeah.
Well. You'll like her.
Now that's what you should use CGI for, John.
Yeah. Like doing what was not possible before, yeah. Not like, hey, it'd be cool with the Lion King, actual lions. Well, can they act? No. Then why am I watching it?
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway. Also, of course,
I just love that because of your movie sucks, John Favreau will just forever be known as John.
Anyway, so yeah, she looks like a knockout here. I imagine. So if you remember, top of the trailer, she there's this party scene going on here that's being infiltrated by a bunch of like robbers, and basically some they're being assaulted here, like some red alert event. I'm thinking she's at this party, and that's going to be like a big action set piece in the middle of the season, perhaps, where she's going to be kicking butt and taking names, saving everybody, which could be awesome. Her doing like we do have like a reluctant hero thing at play. She's trying to be a hero in the courtroom, but not really a hero on the outside. And this would be maybe like a trial by fire sort of thing. All right. So anyway, yeah. So we see her kind of as the knockout in that dress, and let's see. Then we have her friends kind of pointing. And that's the thing. I like that we're addressing in this trailer, by the way. She-Hulk has always been rather attractive. Now, there's a fine line to walk with that. You don't want to over-sexualize her. You don't want to
that's absolutely what I'm worried about. And I mean, it's like, I'm fine with this. I just don't want the whole dialogue of the show to be like this. You know what I mean?
I agree, but when we get to the end of the trailer, I got something to bring up with it. We'll get there anyway. So let's see. So
I also like the tagline. You'll love her when she's angry.
Yeah. Of course, here we're doing like the classic again. She's bursting out of the shoes and stuff there, which is cool. And that's the thing with She-Hulk though, like the clothes, like she can like rip out of them like the Hulk, is for judicious reasons. But still, it's just the fact that she just rips out of them. It's like, oh god, that's why we get like kind of the savage look on her.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. We're just seeing her doing casual things like drinks at a bar with her buddy. And we have a superhero landing.
And I am excited to get more Hulk action. I mean, that is definitely a big selling point.
Now, tell me you wouldn't want to see She-Hulk sharing a drink with Jessica Jones at a bar. Tell me you wouldn't.
Oh my god! Oh, dude, that'd be like, literally the whole show could just be 9 episodes of just that, and them like swapping stories and shit.
I mean, again, I'm not going to do this, but can you imagine if the show's like through line was She-Hulk becoming besties with Jessica Jones at the end of the season as they're sharing a drink together at a bar, like reluctant besties to actual besties? No, they're not going to do that, but All right, so here now, this is what I'm saying. This building, I don't know. It's a fancy courtroom. I think it's just an average courtroom, but it could be inside that big building, just given the marble kind of around the place. I don't know. So the idea here is, I'd like to think what's happening here is she's placating one of her clients, like they're out of order, and she's running. This is like a classic She-Hulk thing, where sometimes she'll have to pacify the guy, or there's going to be action in the courtroom, and then she's going to get in trouble for it. So seeing her run out of the heels and everything, like punch in. I don't know if this is the Titania character or not, because of the red hair. I think it's her, but it could just be a random client she's defending. Just like running up and bam. Okay, now this is the thing I'm most excited about. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, this. Very, very obscure, very silly Daredevil villain.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is Leapfrog.
Leapfrog.
So look at the eyes on the top. So he looks in the little mouth opening. That's the
I could see it. I could see it. Yeah.
This costume is awesome.
That's ridiculously stupid, but I love it.
This is the coolest reimagining I've ever seen with this character. I gotta be honest. Like, seeing it done practically like this, like, that is awesome. And just the fact that, again, what I'm thinking is, if they really wanted to, they could have I don't know how far they want to go. Perhaps you'd have Daredevil in the suit fighting Leapfrog, and She-Hulk intervenes or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that would be interesting. That would be like the line of, like, okay, we build up, we get our first glimpse of him in the new Daredevil suit. Would be comics accurate with the DDs and the 2Ds and everything, and like him, like, at the very least they could do it like he's just there, and like She-Hulk kind of undercuts it, or She-Hulk stops this guy and, like, entering into the scene. Imagine, like, this is like your cold open or your ending of an episode. She's hauling this guy away, and out of the distance enters, like, not fully revealed. You see the red arm and everything holding the billy clubs, and you hear like dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. If you're like a little piece of the Daredevil theme, that'd be, oh god, I would lose my mind. There's a fun shot here. This whole little air horn thing.
Yeah.
Probably like waking her up and turning her into She-Hulk, just to kind of do that. And give
all right, Jennifer. Time to start your day.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this is she's the shirt that she's in right now. That's when they're doing the superhero landing and everything. Okay, so that was our bad guy for the season right there. It's Titania, who's played by Jamil. God, I'm blanking on her. I had to say her name, but the girl from The Good Place, Jamil, something Jamelia. It's 2 J's, not Jessica Jones, other 2 J's. Anyway, there she is with the red hair. And this is her in the courtroom. I'm looking at it right now. It's courtroom, red hair. It's her. There she is. She's causing a ruckus in the courtroom, probably going to interrupt her big trial. And we have, like, at the kind of cabana, I guess, that Spader has. Got them little, toasting some drinks, hanging out. Okay, Blunt. Yeah, we have some abomination action going on. Yeah. Do you have any comments, by the way?
A few, yeah.
What's the thing about this? Would be the time to share it. What do you got?
Well, he's basically he confirmed the Titania thing. He pointed that out, and then he also says, considering She-Hulk is in LA, I would love to see a cameo from Scott Lang and Hope, as they're only 4 hours away.
Yeah.
He also says Jamil.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yes.
Uh-huh.
We got a shot.
That's about it. He says, I'm getting Greg Land vibes from that scene. I'm not quite sure what scene he's talking about.
Let's see. Is it Rohit saying this?
Uh-huh.
Rohit, are you referring to the courtroom battle? That might be the case. That sounds Greg Landy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, of course we have, like, the leap here. And by the way, I like the subtitle we add to this. Attorney at Law.
I do really like the subtitle. I do. And I think the logo looks great, too.
Yeah, they improved the logo, because now we got purple and green in there. Get a little purple, like, highlights on the side.
I think the logo kind of makes it look like very 90s in a good way.
Yeah, which is, like, the fun with She-Hulk. She really flourished. I don't know if She-Hulk was created in the 80s, but I think the 80s, but she really flourished in the 90s. When the Incredible Hulk TV show happened, like, she really got a big boost in popularity. The animated Incredible Hulk show. Anyway, so then we have, so this is the bit that I'm sure will polarize people, but I
actually thought this was fucking hysterical.
Me too.
Not gonna lie.
So that's the thing. So
First of all, First of all, I have tried dating apps in my 30s, and it is a living fucking hell. So I can relate to this.
Yeah, so a very cute face on her. I love like must love I love that we framed it from the phone somehow. It's adorable. I contemplated like going for that shot, but I figured now we gotta get her in the suit. Anyway, so again, so this is the thing that I'm sure is gonna polarize people who are really just gonna like
I honestly think this is fucking hysterical. Like this is the kind of comedy I want throughout the whole thing.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, Tiki. It's on brand.
It's broad. It's on brand, as you said. I don't know. I just think it's genuinely funny.
No, that's the thing. So it's very much what she does in the books, where She-Hulk is known for, she dates a lot of men. She tries, and that's the thing though. Now there's a fine line where She-Hulk, at many times in comics history, she's been kind of like, I guess as the kids would say, she's been kind of slut shamed, if you will. Where again, now of course we've recontextualized our views on women, where it's like, no, we shouldn't judge her. She's got She-Hulk has an active libido. Let's say that much. She does. We shouldn't. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I applaud. Yeah, so far, mind you, from a trailer, I'm saying I'm glad that we're not shying away from it. I really am.
Yeah.
I know there are some sick puppies out there who are gonna be really liking this, maybe a little bit more than they should. But you know what? It's a cost of doing business. We got to get the She-Hulk at some point. We got to be on brand. This is who that character is. We don't want to. Let's not shy away from it. It's going to be what it is. It's what the character's been. Let's not be afraid of it. And again, it leads to like some fun imagery like this. Like
this is a hilarious image for me, man. It really is.
I think it's edgy in all the right ways. Like
totally.
She's a strong woman. Literally, like
it's like she's pretty much like cradling this man like a baby.
Yes, I think it's wonderful. Absolutely, what she do, and I don't think they're going to go like Jessica Jones level of far with it, but I'd be impressed.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I'd be impressed if they did. I won't lie. I'd be impressed. I wouldn't suggest it, but I'd be impressed. If they did that Luke Cage like breaking the bed scene.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least one broken bed.
Yeah, at least something like that.
Yeah.
At the very least, you know what? Here's the edgiest gag I can think. I think the safest, edgiest gag they could do. You see the afterglow, and the guy is just like has the biggest smile on his face.
Oh my god!
To me, like what just happened?
Jeez.
Anyway, but again, folks, there is a respectful line to be taken with She-Hulk, and I'm hoping they're going to stick to it without going too far one way or another, or like not censoring too much, not going too far with it. That's what it is. All right. So that brings us to an end of the trailer. Tiki, let's round out with some comments if we have any.
I actually think we're caught up on the comments. Let me take one more look. He says, I'm referring to the scene where Hulk holds her phone with her mouth open, not the one.
Oh, okay, that's the great. Obviously,
not the one at the end, but the one earlier in the trailer.
Yeah. I know. I know. They had the whole. I call it the Adam Hughes look, but yeah, it is kind of Greg Landy. Yeah, Greg Landy's kind of known for drawing kind of like a pose like that too. So I can buy that. Yeah, it's kind of Greg Landy.
And yeah, that's about it for his comments.
All right. Well, there we go.
All right. Well, thanks to a plentiful amount of comments from Rohit Dar and a very brief cameo from Atomic Beast. All right. Any final thoughts on your end, Dragon? I've pretty much said my piece on this.
Well, again, this is my most anticipated MCU Disney Plus show of the year, no question. I'm very much looking forward to it. Basically, this and Echo are the shows that I'm most looking forward to for obvious reasons, mind you. But still, I'm looking forward to them. But even without Daredevil, I still am looking forward to a She-Hulk show. I'm craving a She-Hulk show for the Daredevil, mind you. But I'm looking forward to it all the same.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight, and have a good one. See y'all later.
Go Shulky.
I love you, She-Hulk.
We all do.